Hello friends, we are discussing the characteristics of Jesuit education. And one of the primary characteristics of Jesuit education is that the schools are committed to being Catholic and to offer in-depth faith formation to the Catholic students, and yet their formation will be in dialogue with other religions and other worldviews. We do accept the fact that a Jesuit school will be having students from all different worldviews. We are living in a pluralistic society. And living in a pluralistic society, we have students coming from different worldviews and philosophies and religious beliefs. When we have that, we want our Christian students as well as the other students to grow together as a community. That is what Pope Francis has suggested. He says that we should walk together as a community with people whom we love and people who help us all towards the same destination. Isn't that beautiful? Don't you think that we should have an education where all are involved together to reach that final destination that is God? And therefore we have different ways of looking at it. A recent empirical study was done by the Louvain University, and they came up with 4 models of a Christian school. First model was the monologue school. The name monologue school itself suggests to you that it is a school with high Christian identity with a minimal interaction with the other worldviews. So it is quite limited. The focus is only the Christian worldview. The second, they called it as a colorless school. Now, colorless school operates in a neutral sphere where people are free to choose their own philosophy, and at the same time, it's a kind of an attitude of live and let live. Nobody cares for anybody else's worldview. You are free to have whatever worldview, that whatever attitude you have. The third is the colorful school, where there is a strong support for plurality, but where the Catholic religion is replaced by a variety of worldviews and individual philosophies, of which Christianity is just but one. So everyone gets a chance, but there is no focus at all. There is nothing where we discuss about something, where the students are helped to look at the other worldviews. No, each one carries on and everything is celebrated. The final model is the dialogue school. The dialogue school is the preferred type for us as a Jesuit school, because in this type, it is you look at the present context where there are so many faiths in a pluralistic society. We naturally are inspired by so many other religions. Even as a Christian tradition, we look at it in a way that we live together with other faiths, and so everyone is involved. In this school, there is a preferential option for the Christian faith, yes, because there are Christian students, and Catholic faith formation is one of the duties that the Catholic school has, and the formators and the teachers have that duty. And yet it is not in isolation with the other faiths. We take everyone together. It keeps re-evaluating what it means to be a Christian. And a Christian in the present world, it means to keep on dialoguing with people of other faiths. It is this school that promotes maturity in the students. A maturity that will help them to look at their own faith and look at their own faith through dialogue with other faiths. So there is dialogue, there is a kind of a formation, and there is interaction between them. And this is the preferred model of a Jesuit school. Now, we haven't said about a dialogue school. We understand that dialogue is an essential part of a school, and the formators, the teachers are involved in this kind of a dialogue. This is the sole objective of a school. That is why Pope Francis would say, I quote, "Teachers are to form mature people who are simple, competent, and honest, who know how to love with fidelity, who can live life as a response to God's call and their future profession as a service to society. So finally, what matters most is their service to humanity, service to society. So what is important for us as educators in a Christian school is to take all religious traditions together, different philosophies and worldviews together, and not just tolerate them as we call it today. Sometimes we use this word toleration. It is not toleration, we celebrate. We are happy that there are other faith traditions, because by listening and learning from other religious traditions, you are enriching yourselves, and the students whom we work with, they feel enriched. They get enriched to become better human persons, because that is finally the goal of every religion, to build a better humanity. And therefore, we need to promote this interreligious dialogue, which prepares our students to understand, to interact and embrace the religious diversity of our world, especially in our nation. Thank you.